this video, I am going to show you how to get a godlike aim at any game of your choice, like Shroud or even better, before you drop some of your comments saying,
"You can't be like Shroud."
Let me show you what type of aim I am talking about.
I like the girls with their nails done.
This is what I was talking about. I will ensure you that this is the far best aim guide video on YouTube. After this process, you guys will be so good at aiming that people will consider you an humanized aimbot, god, etc. So watch the video till the end, because I'm going to cover up every aspect of aiming mechanics. It's quite simple to get started with. The goal of this video is to turn you to a not so good aimer into the god of aim. This guide works for all FPS games, PUBG, Counter-Strike, Valorant, etc. So before we get started, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon. And please consider sharing this video to your friends or in-game teammates. So let's go. First is the mouse settings, which is DPI and polling rate. DPI means dots per inch. For example, if you move your mouse 1 inch with 400 DPI, your cursor on screen will move 400 pixels, from point A to B. In simple words, higher the DPI is, higher your game sensitivity becomes. So I suggest you to use something between 400 DPI and 1000, anything above 1000 DPI will be completely pointless. Polling rate does not really matter a lot, unless you're in a competitive edge. Higher the polling rate, better the response time. Go with 500 or 1000 Hz. 500 Hz will have a much smoother aim, while 1000 Hz will have snappy aim, but the difference is not humanly noticeable unless you have spent thousands of hours playing with any one of them. Some people like to have a higher DPI and lower in-game sensitivity, because they think lower DPI results in pixel skipping. That's just a myth. There is nothing like pixel skipping. Next thing you need to do is turn enhanced pointer precision turned off in mouse settings, and this line should be exactly on middle, which is on 6 out of 11. Turning this setting up is very important, because it's mouse acceleration. Mouse acceleration is going to destroy your aim. It does not matter how much you train your aim will not change. So turn it off. At first you will feel a bit weird, but later on you will understand the thing. If you have the setting turned on, it's going to be impossible for you to flick, track or even react, as you aim will depend on how fast you move the mouse, instead of how much. Try to understand. Make sure to also turn it off from your mouse software and also in your games, if the setting exists. Next thing is, do you need a good mouse? If someone says that branded mouse does not really affect your aim, he is an idiot. But even if someone says it matters a lot, he is also an idiot. It's not like you can't have a good aim with a low quality mouse. You can, but some mice does not allow you to change DPI and polling rate. At that time you need to buy a mouse. I will give some links of best mice under budget in description. Logitech, SteelSeries are one of the finest brands. Next, the perfect way to grip your mouse. Basically there are 3 types of grips that everyone uses, and some use combination of them. Some use palm grip, which is most commonly used grip. In this grip your whole palm rests on the mouse. This mouse grip allows you to do faster flicks and movements, but it lacks precision, and moving your mouse vertically is also an issue. This grip is also the most comfortable one. Next grip is the fingertip grip. In this grip you are holding the mouse with your 5 fingers only, no other part of your palm is touching the mouse. This is most precise grip of all the 3. It gives you a pixel perfect accurate aim. And doing micro movements is also a way lot easier, but doing larger movements and fast flick shots are hard, and it also gives you a snappy aim. It allows you to do vertical movements easily, using your fingers only. Next is the claw grip. In this grip you are holding the mouse, as if your palm is a claw. This grip is also used by Shroud. This grip gives better precision than palm grip, but not as precise as fingertip ones, considering this is the only grip that allows you to do everything, such as movements, movements, precision, and everything else. But the only downside of this grip, it makes your fingers get tired faster. So experiment with all the 3 type of grips, and see which one fits for you better. There is no wrong way to grip your mouse. All the 3 grips do have advantages and also disadvantages. Some people like to combine grips. For example, I use a combination of fingertip grip and claw grip, so also try experimenting some combinations. And main thing is, do not force yourself to use a grip that you don't like, as some people might shift to claw grip instead of other, so it's totally up to you. Next is the most important topic, the sensitivity. Your sensitivity is unique to you. People copy some pros' sensitivity and apply them in their game, thinking that their gameplay is going to improve, but that's not how things work. You should find your own sensitivity and work on it. I will explain you later on how to find your perfect sensitivity, so keep watching the video. So next thing is high sensitivity or low sensitivity. It's still a personal preference, but believe me, a lower sensitivity is better, because high sensitivity has no advantages that low sensitivity has. I just wanna ask you, what advantages does high sensitivity has? I think of only one, and that's comfortability. You won't get tired faster. What do you guys think about other advantages? I think you guys are thinking about speed. What will you do with the speed, if you can't even aim precisely? You are going to be a pro player by using a lower sensitivity faster compared to high sensitivity. High sensitivity requires micro moments, which is pretty hard to memorize for your hand, while lower sensitivity will make you muscle memory faster. It means your hand will exactly know how much to move the most to get to a point, something like this. If low sensitivity makes you slower, just look at me. I am using a very low sensitivity, around 41.5 cm per 360 turn. In order to aim like this, you need to get used to arm aiming in case you are using wrist. It means you need to keep your whole arm excluding your elbow. Wrist aiming is something where you use only your wrist for aiming as well as for making larger movements. This is mostly used by high sensitivity players, but when you use a low sensitivity you are forced to use arm aiming. Using arm aiming you can do large movements using your arm, aim with your wrist and do small movements with your fingers, which will basically make you a lot better at aiming. That's why 90% of professional players use a lower sensitivity, because they know its secret. After you follow all of these steps, now the question is how low your sensitivity should be, and how to find your perfect sensitivity. In order to find a perfect sensitivity, you need to open the game which you play the most. For me it's Counter-Strike. Get into the training ground, find any 2 objects and try to flick as fast as you can from point A to point B. Now in case you're under-aiming from point B, increase your sensitivity by little. In case you over-aiming, try lowering your sensitivity. Adjust your sensitivity until you find one, which enables you to flick as fast as you can. Once you find the sensitivity, track your crosshair on a stationary object by moving around. If it tracks fine, that's your perfect sensitivity. Your sensitivity should be low enough that enables you to do a precise 180 turn. What I mean by that is you should be able to turn exactly around as fast as you can, which is exactly 180 degrees. It should not less than 180 or more than 200 degrees. The only reason why I don't recommend you to use a lower sensitivity is if you are already playing on same high sensitivity from at least 3 years or more. Once you find your perfect sensitivity, after some time, don't change it. Never ever do that. Does not matter what happens. You should not change your sensitivity, because your sensitivity will never make you worse by time. Work on that sensitivity until it becomes your muscle memory. Once you find your perfect sensitivity, check how many centimeters it requires on your mouse pad to do a 360 turn. There is also a website called mousesensitivity.com, link in description, that allows you to check your centimeter per 360 as per your in-game sensitivity and DPI. If your game is not listed in this website, then you can use a ruler to check how many centimeters per 360. For me it's 41.5 centimeters per 360 turn. Now all you need to do is set the same sensitivity in all games. Adjust Sensi in all games until it matches the same amount of centimeter per 360 turn. This website also allows you to convert your sensitivity from one game to other. What you should do is keep things centimeter per 360 turn, aspect ratio, keybinds such as for crouch, aim etc., and also FOV if possible. FOV is optional, same in all of your games. If you keep all of these things same, it does not matter what game you are playing, your aim will be training. If you even switch games, your aim will remain the same. As a result, your aim will not change after switching games. That's what I do, that's what Shroud does, and that's what great aimers do. That's why our aim works in all games. It does not matter how slow-paced or how fast-paced it is, keep your sensitivity same. I'm playing FPS games since I was 4-year-old, almost 13 years from now, and I am keeping the same sensitivity from over 7 years. I just lowered the DPI and increased the in-game sensi, which is same. I have over 14,000 hours in Counter-Strike, although I never reached Global Elite. I was stuck in Master Guardian 2, because of high ping and idiot cheaters. Okay, let's not talk about that. Now the last and the most important topic, the aim routine. In order to have the muscle memory within you, you need to have a practice routine. If your main game is PUBG, stop it, because PUBG is not a game to train your aim, because you are in a gunfight very often compared to other games. Of course you can play the arcade mode to practice your aim, but considering aim routine, playing games like Counter-Strike, Valorant, Call of Duty, might be a lot better. Let me clear this thing to you. For example, if John has over 5,000 hours in PUBG and Mike has 2,000 hours in Counter-Strike, Mike's aim will be far better than that of John, because he spent his most of time in gunfights, instead of looting, dropping, walking, running etc. It's okay if your main game is PUBG, but consider playing some other game, just to improve your aim. And have a schedule, you can play for at least 2 hours a day, and never miss it. If you have incompleted schedule of 1 hour, then the next day you must play for 3 hours. To fill up some of my additional tips, use your wrist while tracking, and arm while flicking. If the enemy is not moving, focus on the enemy, not the crosshair, and then flick the crosshair to his head. If the enemy is moving in random directions, focus on his movements instead of crosshair. If enemy is moving on a continuous direction, focus on your crosshair instead of him at first, and then focus on this movements. When not in a gunfight situation, try to move your vision as much as you can, so that your hand has idea of how much to move the most at some situation. You can also play games like Asu, cubing, carom board, coin tossing, juggling etc., as they will improve your hand dexterity. And the last and foremost ultimate tip, don't compare or let anyone compare you to pro players. For me, my friends say I am better than Shroud, while some of my audience don't. I really don't care about someone's opinion, because for myself I am better than Shroud. I don't know if it's true or not, but having that thing on my mind keeps me going. So never ever compare yourselves to the one who has spent thousands of hours in games. So okay guys, that was all for today. This video was most hardest and longest video on my channel. Please consider leaving a like, and share this video to your friends, if you wanna know why I am still underrated even though having a good aim, because my PC is not that good enough. I don't know what's wrong with this thing. I can only play CS:GO this time. Okay guys, this guide will make you a god of aim if you follow all of my process. People without these knowledge would take years to have the aim they desired. After this video for sure you will have a nutty aim. People will freak out on your gameplay. you will have a godlike aim within 6 months or even less, depends on you. Subscribe to the channel and I will see you guys the next time. Okay, with all due respect. Love your parents, respect your country, stay home and stay safe, and most importantly take care of yourselves. Goodbye.